Hey everyone, Wildcat here, and we are back again with the construction simulator. So I kind of wanted to go over we'll go right from the starting out and stuff, right? So if the continue, this is the main page. So continue will continue off where you last left off when you played or with that character, right? Settings, credits, news. The nice thing about news, or should say one of the nice things about this game, is that they're always updating it and they're always bringing stuff out for it. So as you can see in the news, they got different areas that you can do, and which it makes the game kind of worthwhile buying, right? Of course, because it's something that they're constantly updating and working on. It's not like, hey, you get 50 missions, that's it, nothing ever changes. So at least this is one of those that they are definitely working on and keep updating, which is kind of nice to them. All right, so on the main page, so this is a character I'm working with. We're not going to play with him right now. So you go to the start game, and here, these are two of the ones I have going, but you can have up to 3. And in order to switch between them, you just go to the start menu, and then you can select which one you want to play. But what we're going to do for this video is we're going to go ahead and set up a new character. So you get a few to choose from, like most games. I'll just come down here, this end guy here, and go appearance, and then of course you can change his appearance and everything, but we're not gonna do that here. We're just gonna go and carry on. So of course we're gonna give him a name. Oops. So let's go ahead and call this guy Wildcat. All right, so now we have the next screen. So basically you have to start off with the start your own game, and you have to play through the campaign levels to in order to open up the whole map and stuff, right? So I forgot about that. So we gotta choose a company. We might as well do this. Yeah, I'm going to take this one because this is the one I have my other guys on. As you can see, we got the 2 other maps here that you could play on as well. I should probably pick one of them, but maybe at a later date we can hop into one of them, right? Choose a company logo. So, go ahead and just pick something out of here for your company. And then, of course, we've got to name the company. Just name it Simtac. Let's call him Simtac for now, right? Then it's just telling you here, in order to play it, you have to, do the campaign mission. So we'll just get this going here in the single player mode. And of course, what they do here is they just don't go here's stuff to do. So they actually have a bit of a story that you go along and follow, right? So this is just kind of explaining, this here is explaining your background and stuff about what's going on. Alright, so you can do the opening campaign if you want. You don't have to if you've already played the game and done the opening campaign. You can skip it, but if you haven't, it's a good thing to go ahead and do. Alright, so once we get into here, now it's telling us, so this will be our very first job to do, right? And it kind of explains what we're going to do with the jobs, right? And you'll see as the jobs get bigger, this will also have a lot more stuff in each job to do. Alright, this one tells us how much the earnings going to be for doing this job. Right, so once again, if you wanted to, it tells you here, you can skip the tutorial if you want to. You don't have to do it. Right, so let's go ahead and hit the map. And now on the map, all these places question mark, these are all, some of them will be stores, some of them are car dealerships, some of them are places where you get materials. So basically you have to drive around to unlock these things and see what they are and stuff, right? And then on the map, the main part, like this guy here, this is where the job takes place. So any green marker you have with a cone in it is where your job's going to be. Alright, so one of the things you can do, we don't have a vehicle right now, so is you can fast travel these spots. You don't necessarily have to drive to them, but it costs you a little bit of money. So you would highlight where you want to go, and then here you could hit the fast travel. Okay, now right now it's not going to let me do it, of course, because I don't have any money. So we're going to have to drive up there. So the other thing you could do too is that you highlight them, put your pointer there, you hit the G key on your keyboard, and then it'll give you GPS guidance to it. Right, so I guess first thing we should do is come talk to this guy here.
Ah, good to see you again. Your active help is most welcome. I'm having a tough time keeping up with all the work. Do you know how many people around here are frustrated and thinking of moving away? If things keep going like that, this place could become a ghost town. To make matters worse, the water supply broke down this morning. It seems there's a crack in the pipeline. So if you want to help give people here another chance, let's fix the water line first. Get in your tractor and go to the local building supply store. You'll find a new pipe section there ready for pickup. Just follow the navigation to get there. In the meantime, I'll head to the pipeline and take a closer look at the damage.
All right, so let us drive there in this truck. It seems like he wanted us to go to the store first. So I'm just going to take a right here and see what this question mark over here is. Alright, so that's all you need to do to uncover the question marks and find out where the stuff is. So you might want to do some jobs and then go drive around. You might want to drive around right away and unclear everything. It's, you know, kind of up to you how you do it, but so that's the dealership. That is where you buy vehicles. Of course, I thought I could get out at the end there, but that's a little too tight. The other thing is, and I did mention it kind of in the first one, that you can turn off getting tickets for speeding and accidents and stuff like that. This game should have that stuff engaged, so I gotta kind of be careful with that because I'll probably get some tickets. And I got myself into the habit of being able to speed along everywhere. Oh wow, I can't believe they're giving us the biggest trailer there is. I also think I mentioned in the first video too that the AI cars, or come on. Oh, he's just being a pain in the butt with the thing because it'll, when you start to back up, it'll automatically flip the camera around. So I was just parked in the right spot where it would let me manually do it. There we go. We're hooked in. All right. So what I was saying again about the AI cars is that they have no courtesy for you whatsoever. Okay, this is just kind of showing you a list of different tractors and trailers that are in the game that you can get to do the job. Of course, I mean, that's part of the game. When you start out with nothing, and that's the idea, is to do work and buy equipment and stuff so you can do bigger jobs and better jobs. So of course they want us to park the vehicle in this marked area. So after the story missions, you've done the story missions, I mean when you're doing your sites, you can pretty much park your vehicle wherever you want. Alright, so we're going to be using the crane here. Right, and again this is just telling us the different cranes that there are in here. But there are definitely more than one. Alright, so this crane's got a little bit of reach on it. I get a little more on it about picking your vehicles because there are differences between them. So as I mentioned before, I play the game with the gamepad. So you'd push the 360 gamepad for PC. So in this case, you'd push the X to bring up the menu to be able to set the crane up. If you're on a keyboard, you would push the F key to bring that menu up to set it up. Now I probably shouldn't have picked him up first because I can't put him where the pipe is, man. I made a mistake already. I'll just put him on the ground right here for the moment. Just a little rusty with using the crane here. Oh, there we go. So of course, with the gamepad, the right stick will move the boom in and out, and of course the hook up and down, whereas the left stick will swing it left and right and lift the boom up and down. So the nice thing with these things, of course, you have the option of either I can lower the boom to lower the height, or I can lower the cable. You know, one of the neat things I like that they've done with this game is they made it in a way that, you know, you don't have to do every aspect of it until it's totally complete. They kind of give you the option as you go through things, you know, and it's the same with placing this stuff. You can spend a bunch of time in trying to set it up perfectly into its place, or you can just release it once you get the green arrow, or the green colored boxes you'll see here. So now if I want, as I said, I could spend the time to place it in here properly, or try to space it, place it in here properly. Man, I can't even talk. Or once you get the green, everything's green like that, you can just hit your release button, which on the X-Pad is the A button, and it'll release it into place. And now with that, we've already put him on the trailer, so now you can fold this stuff up manually by yourself, or you can just bring up the menu again and do that, and it'll reset it. Bring the menu again, go back to drive mode, and now that's it. We're all nice and ready to go there. Now the nice thing is to, like, up in the top left, it tells you things that you know what you need to do next, which is kind of nice. Ooh, I guess I should put this in the front view here. The other thing, if you want, you can also, you go into your settings and you can drive in the front from inside the vehicle. I did mention in the first video that this game does work with TrackIR. Or it's supposed to. I was having issues with it, so I'm not using the TrackIR, but maybe I'll get that working one of these days. In there, but you can use the mouse to look around, so it's kind of a pain driving with a gamepad and then using the mouse to look, but I could drive with the keyboard too if I wanted to. So now it's telling us to go talk to that guy. So enter exit vehicles, just push the Y key. And to speak with them, same thing, Y key.
I'm relieved. Thanks to your quick action replacing that broken piece, the water supply is repaired and back on. Good job. Since we're finished here, maybe you could give me a hand with something else. Old Joe owns a rundown motel on the outskirts of town. I've been promising him for a while that I would do some renovations on the place. Be a good fella and drive the flatbed truck over there. I'll follow behind and tell you what needs to be done.
Alright, so we got one job done. We got a little bit of money, and now we can go ahead and help them out with the next one. I think after this one, they'll give it to you. So again, you can see it's telling me what key to use. If I'm on the gamepad, it'll say that one. At the keyboard, it'll be the G key. So if I walk the keyboard, it goes to G key. So that's kind of nice that they've done that. It, you know, helps you out knowing which key to push. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna zing on down here like I usually do, going to my other places. We'll see if it gives me a ticket. Kilometers in town is definitely over the speed limit. And they get some cool effects in here too. You know, you jackknife the semi-trailer with a load on, looks pretty cool. Okay, well, they didn't give me a ticket. Maybe they won't give you a ticket while you're doing the intro part, I don't know. I guess we'll find that out here eventually.
Old Joe wants us to pretty up his forecourt a little. I don't foresee any big problems. Joe's also been after a new sign on the motel roof for a while now, something that travelers can see clearly from the highway. As it happens, there's a hotel in town that's about to be torn down. That sly fox Joe picked up the neon sign letters cheap, and a crane operator on the construction site opposite owes me a favor. Drive by there later to pick up the letters. But first, let's take care of the forecourt. I have a roller ready for you, so get in and start compacting.
Alright, so now obviously he's given us another job. A couple more things to do. So I push the M on the keyboard there to bring up the map. And if we go to jobs, okay, so because I haven't been in there, it's going to explain what I'm going to explain. So then this is the job that we're working on right now. If you open up now, see, it shows you the stages that you need to do for doing the job, right? So I guess the neon sign that they're going to have us go get is going to be a little different. And the other nice thing is that they'll show you over here on the right side here where this truck is. You can click these arrows and it'll show you what vehicles you can use to do the job if you're not sure. So I think that's another nice little handy thing, because sometimes they'll say something in here and you'll be, what the heck do they want me to do? So that's kind of helpful in that way. So we'll do up these few things and get this out of the way. there's this one, and there's one more mission they have you do, and then I'll come back when we get to that, because then it kind of is where your career is going to start, and then we can probably get on to doing a little more explaining. Okay, so this roller that we're using right now, this is the roller you use to compact gravel or dirt. If you're doing asphalt, you'd be using a different roller. And the roller used for asphalt, of course, won't compact gravel or dirt. So it's kind of nice to know that when you're buying your equipment, so you don't buy something you can't use. Alright, so I just drove over where that hotel was, and there's a few of the letters up there that we're going to grab, and we're going to go ahead and use the crane here for that. So you can just walk up the crane and enter, either push Y on your control pad or G on the keyboard to enter it. Alright, so you got to get the truck parked right in order to get the mission to carry on. As you can see, my first time I wasn't quite over far enough. Got to be in the middle of that square there. Alright, so now you can see we're up in the crane here, and then of course you can see the letters that we need to pick up. Again, you can go to your cameras and you can sit inside the crane like you actually would sit. The drawback, of course, to this is your depth perception, and it's very hard to see where the hook is and get it lined up. Of course, in real life, they have a guy guiding you, so. And again, the stick kind of works the same way. Right stick to bring the hook up and down. Left stick brings it left and right and moves the hook in and out. So one of the things I find helpful for doing these is to put your view so you can see the crane there, right? So if you put your view with your hook so you're in line with the crane, it makes it easier to control it. See what you need to do, right? Compared to if you had your view like this. Right, then when you move the hook in and out, it may appear that you're sorry. Come on. So if you had your view like this, the problem is that when you're moving the hook in and out, it may appear that you're actually swinging the boom and not moving it in or out. So as you can see, it can kind of screw up your movement. So I just found that usually about there you're in line with the, now you can see I'm pulling it towards us, I'm not swinging the boom. So just a little pointer to help make it a little bit easier to use the equipment. It's pretty much like that with all the equipment, right? Whatever view you find that works the best for you. Alright, so here if you hold down the B key on the gamepad and then move the left stick, you can twist the object on the hook. Now if you do it once you have the green up like that, usually it moves a lot slower. So I usually do it before I get the green there because usually it makes it go slower. Alright, disconnect him. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and grab the rest of these letters and then we'll be back. Alright, so we're back over at the hotel on the gravel that we just compacted with the letters to put up, and we'll use the crane on the truck for doing that. But before we go ahead and do that, I forgot about this little feature here. So I'm not sure of the keyboard key to push, but if you push the on your gamepad, if you push down on the D button, it will bring up the manual location, and this will tell you, of course, about the vehicles. So right now, because we're on manual, it'll tell you about the vehicle, and then it'll tell you about the controls, to work the vehicle. So that's kind of handy little feature. Like if you, when you're getting a new equipment, not sure what to do. I mean, that's something you can do is come into the manual and see where to, how to run this stuff. Right. Another thing, the map shows you locations. All these ones with just the maps. These are locations we haven't uncovered yet. Right. Shows you the machines that you've used. Ahead, and of course. I just clicked on that one, so it's probably going to take me to the machine, right? See, there it is. Takes you to the machine. So kind of a quick way of getting around without having to use the fast travel and pay money to do it. Right, that just takes you to the machine and doesn't charge you nothing for doing it that way. It's like I said, a little trick I forgot about, right? Jobs, so it shows you what job you're currently on. And tells you what you do need to do to unlock some other ones. Right, and then course history, just about all the stuff that you've gone through to this point of the game. Alright, so on with this. So we got our legs out on the truck. Again, same thing by going to the main menu. And then you go up to this one. If I do it now, it'll go to drive mode. So we don't want to change it, but that goes to setup mode. This crane here, it's just kind of the same thing. The left stick moves it up and down. And, you know, so the left stick moves the first arm up and down, left and right for turning it. And the right stick will move the outer arm up and down, and then of course going left and right with it will extend or retract the boom. Oops. So now if I hit the thing to see how slow it's turning. So usually what I do is I'll spin it this without it being green, get it basically in the position, and then put it back, and then you can kind of spin it a lot slower if you want. Like I said, it's up to you if you put it right in position or not. And of course, so one of the things is all the machines work just a little bit different than each other. So, you know, there's a few main ones you use pretty much all the time, and then you come and use these ones you don't use all the time, and you make little errors in how you want to go with them. Like a lot of the times I want them to go out and I end up pulling it in, or vice versa to start out with. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that one in there. So we'll go ahead and throw those all in there, and then we'll be back.